CJ heading off to Illawarra, they're 8-1, they're desperate for a win. Do you have to watch those games where someone's really on the edge and really needs to win?
Yeah, you definitely do. While they've had a lot of changes and a lot of hiccups, not having an import at the start of the season from injury-wise, definitely put them on the back seat early. And right now, they've got a fighting chance. You know, they played Melbourne, went to overtime. Melbourne turned around and beat Perth. So the whole competition in the league, the way it's all set up, is the way it's supposed to be. Like, great for TV. Everyone's jockeying for position, especially early in the season. And every game is you got to play your best.
Well, the last round was probably, it was described as one of the greatest rounds ever. Would you describe it that way?
Well, we didn't get a win in last round, so and Halloween's now passed. So that was, like I say, that was a trick that was played on us. But overall, it was very good, entertaining basketball. And while we had our moments, I thought our bounce back was from our home loss to going on the road and sending a game to overtime and having every chance to win that game was great strides from where we were to where we finished the weekend off. But again, we have a job ahead, and we've got 2 games this week, and against 2 teams that both lost, and we're fighting with them to, not to keep our streak alive, but just to make sure that we're in a good position.
How do you regroup from an OT loss like that was quite winnable and then turned into an overtime loss?
Yeah, well, you got to take every game and every day is a learning lesson. I think when you look at it like it's a defeat and you feel defeated, there's no way. It's hard mentally to be able to back up and get up and prepare yourself for the next outcome and the next day and the next possession. We can all go into our feelings in our bag of feeling sad for ourselves. We have enough going on in our lives and in social media to go and put a damper on it if you really want to. I think fighting it within yourself and within your teammates is the best way I know how. And for us, it's about playing what's in front of us and preparing for this game.
A different question, but on that social media stuff, since you brought it up, there's been a bit of that flying around of fans sliding into players' DMs. What's your advice to players? Do you tell them not to look at it, not to touch it, or how do they deal with that sort of negativity?
I think everybody's different. I mean, I can tell you what to do, and I'm talking to grown men every single day. So everyone will handle it the way that they need to handle it. Clearly, we have policies and people in place that can help in those areas. I'm not here to get into riffraffs. I myself, I'm not on it a whole lot, so there's not a lot of people that can get to me unless you go through the club. And if you want to talk to me, I'm happy to talk. But for everyone that has a say, this is what I do for a living, and this is my job. And I don't go to their job and tell them how to do it. But I understand in sports that we all feel like when we have our weekends, we want to see our pro teams win. We do too, as players, as family members, and all the above. So as an organisation, we want to put our best foot forward every single time that we are preparing for an event. So.
Speaking of throwing shade, Randall's copped a little bit this week. From all accounts, great bloke, great teammate, good to coach, I'm going to assume. Is it unfair?
To be honest, I think that when you're with a team, you're trying to keep everyone together. And it's easy to pull one person away and try and tear a group down. And from our success over in Phoenix, which blew everyone out of the water and globally, we're the first team that everyone wants to tear down. So we have enough people that are already from our own camps trying to build us up and trying to keep us together, and we've got other people trying to pull us apart, to see you divided, to say, see, I told you couldn't do it. And so right now it's about us staying together and staying focused on the task and the job at hand. As for Craig, he's a big boy, as we all are in this sort of situation. But as an organisation, we definitely do understand where he's coming from and understand that it's not right to be picking on players, but as a club and as a team, we definitely support him in this area.
Some of the reports showed pictures of you during a game, sort of trying to calm him down, move him from the situation. What was going on there?
Yeah, well, as you said, it's trying to keep calm. In a situation like you can boil it and blow it out of proportion, and it's a moment, and it's not going to last forever. But at that certain times and certain circumstances, as the game plays out, my job as a coach, when he's on the floor, his job is to perform and play the way that I try to script it. And sometimes that doesn't always go according to plan, as most sports. If you're making a play and you're asking the questions, then clearly this can go any different direction.
Well, he came out and said, as long as you're happy, as long as his teammates are happy, then that's all that matters. So everyone's happy?
That's it. Everyone needs to be happy, right? We play a game for a living. And in sport, we have each other's back, and when you have each other's back, you play like we did in Phoenix. And I think as we keep going through the season, we need to have more joy moments and more winning moments. And each day is a winning moment when we get together and surround our arms around each other and get to perform on the floor.
A couple of questions about the depth of this side. Are you happy with how it's sitting?
Definitely not. There's always improvements. I'll be lying if I told you that I was pumped with where we sit right now on the ladder, but I understand the journey that we've been on so far and the journey within the team and what we're still trying to come out from. How many minutes you guys play to expectations to your roles. I'm not going to say that I've had a perfect run with that, as the players we haven't played a perfect game yet since, and the Phoenix wasn't a perfect game either. So from the preseason all the way to this moment, we haven't had a perfect moment, but we've had some good moments that have shined and really taken over.
What needs to change to get to that perfect match?
Well, that takes time. As you know, nothing's going to happen tomorrow or the next day, but bit by bit, doing your part, playing your role and giving your best effort when you're on the floor clearly goes a long way to everyone else feeding off that and playing the right way.